Hello everyone, and welcome to our presentation. This paper is about the effect of mind maps on computational thinking, and the authors are Safia Malalla and Josh Weiss from Kansas State University. In this paper, we're trying to provide a new learning strategies for educators to enrich the research of computational thinking. The popularity of computational thinking has been increasing substantially, leading to an increase in the amount of research and experiments on computational thinking methods. Yet, limited numbers of inquiry investigated approaches to incorporated computational thinking into curriculum. A previous research investigated ways to integrate computational thinking across curriculum by surveying instructional computational thinking designers. One of their findings suggests that mind map can establish a better connection between computational thinking and instructional design. So our objective is to research the correlation between mind map and computational thinking by investigating whether mind map has an effect on computational thinking skills and student knowledge beside instructor preference. Only one paper was found that directly addresses computational thinking, however, via concepts map. This paper suggests a systematic knowledge growth patterns to determine the instructional problem of a student learning outcome. They drive a problem to another, where they ask a student to transform the course material into concepts map, and later the instructor will identify the instructional problem. So one major difference between our objective and their objectives is that we're using mind map to support and aid the delivery of computational thinking. Although mind maps and concepts map initially appear similar, they are distinctly different. Concepts maps identify relationship, assemble them in downward hierarchy, alongside labels arrows, as an example, the UML diagram. The mind map, on the other hand, uses centralized idea with a branching supporting information. Why mind map? Mind map is a multi-sensory. It utilizes colors and pictures, and that's using the same brain natural way of thinking. In fact, mind map has been used in a variety of areas to improve learning, starting from education, even in the medical field. We complement the mind map with memorization technique called chain association method. It's to create an association between elements in the list, manipulating original information into a form that the brain can readably process. To teach computational thinking. But what exactly is computational thinking? Although no unified definition of computational thinking has yet been developed, I would call it as the skills for solving problems by adopting the theoretical concepts of computer science. The computational thinking idea can dates back to the 1980s, where Seymour proposed it in his book. In 2006, Janet popularized the terminology. That's led to gain and increase more attention from the research community. One of the research incorporated computer science principles into a sets defined from programming context, which is what we adopt in this paper. The computational thinking set has 10 concepts, starting from algorithms, control flow, and so on. The same author also designed a self-efficiency survey to measure each of those concepts. Those surveys are given as a pre-post. We adopted the self-efficiency surveys in our research. We want our sample to have certain desired features, like the students still building their computational thinking skills, also from a different majors, and the course itself related to computer science. So we did code sampling and we select Introductory Computer Science course. This course had two sections with 40 participants registered in each section. We treated each section as a group, control group and research group. One group was taught using the mind map and the other using the classic method. We classify the student by their major, either they are computer science or non-computer science, and also by their university level, whether they're sophomores, seniors, juniors, and freshmen. How to use the storyboard tree technique. There are three main steps to create mind map: the extraction, the chaining, and the creation. But before starting, you need to gather all the information in one file to be able to see the main and the supportive ideas. For the extractions, you need to identify and extract and list the information. Any new information should be posted under the parent information. Keep repeating until no further information is gained from the reference. Second step is the chaining step. In this step, the story is created from the hierarchy list. Each sibling should cause the retrieval for the next siblings in the same level, as child 2 should retrieve child 1, and child 1 should retrieve child 2. This continue with step 1 and 2, but with siblings and their descending, where child 1 should retrieve grandchild and grand-grandchild. The final step is the slide creation. The mind map slide is created by deciding on which portion of the mind map would be implemented. Images that fit the information are used to connect each point using arrows. This research utilized two types of materials, theoretical and activities. The theoretical materials cover the history of the Internet and how the Internet works. The activity combined some theoretical and hand-on activities such as building websites, similar to the figures. Data was collected from students using pre-test, post-test, clicker questions, and session observation. Three instruments were used to measure the study outcome. The first instrument tested the student learning outcome, which is the course knowledge. The second instrument studied the computational thinking concept, which is a self-assessment survey. The third instrument observed the engagements of student and instructor and how the concepts were delivered. The research was carried out over 2 weeks period. The coursework and assignment were identical for both sessions. Before the experiment, students completed questionnaires about computational thinking and pre-test over course knowledge. The first 2 weeks, students learn about theoretical concepts like how Internet work and Internet history. The last 2 sessions were a combination of the theoretical and hand-on activities, and students were requested to build websites. Students answered course knowledge questions during each classroom. Also, the class was recorded to analyze the interaction. A week later, students submit their project online, answer the post survey for the computational thinking. To answer our research questions, we generated 3 datasets. One contained the computational thinking skills scores, the second one contained the course knowledge scores, and the last one instructor preference. To analyze computational thinking skills scores, we calculated two-way ANOVA, considering the teaching method, the major, and the university level. Also, we took the interactions between the method and the major, the method and the university level, and the full interaction, which is method, major, university level. Method on its own did not show any statistically significant results, but after interaction, the p-values start getting smaller, especially with algorithm. When method interacts with university level, we can see a statistically significant result toward the freshmen in mind map section. And similarly with the full interaction and algorithms. Same trend with control flow decomposition and incremental. However, it's not supported by Bonafroni test. So most of the computational thinking concepts conform notable performance to the mind map section, but not statistically significant supported. Similar knowledge gained between the mind map group and the classic group means, and all interactions were not significant. Distribution and scatter plots for course knowledge show unequal whisker length for computer science and non-computer science. In the classic group, the first quartile scores indicate significant distribution, and the third quartile scores show a high level for agreement. In the mind map section, the non-computer science is different, potentially indicate that non-computer science students interact positively with this method with a high level of agreement between scores. For the instructor preference, the body language relieved that the instructor had more positive reaction toward the standard method. We assume because of the limited time as mind map method was integrated and implemented quickly with very limited time to practice. In conclusion, this pilot study examined the use and the effectiveness of mind map as a teaching strategy for computational thinking, and we developed a storyboard tree to investigate this relationship. Most of computational thinking concepts confer notable performance to the mind map, however not statistically supported, and the growth of student knowledge are similar between the two sections. The overall finding present that mind map could be a feasible way to deliver computational thinking concepts.